However, a new report that is worth talking about in my opinion does happen to say that Rich Paul is trying to get Klutch clients either from the Lakers team to a different team to the Lakers, and most notably with two names that are being listed. One of which happens to be Miles Bridges, a current member of the Charlotte Hornets and on a team that's in a constant rebuild for more than half a decade now at this point. Reports say that he's trying to trade him to a different team, which might be the Lakers for example. That's the team that the report cites. Then the other name being DeAndre Hunter, which actually turned out to be a little bit of a false report. Not the fact that he could be on the trade block and that Rich Paul might be trying to trade a player in exchange for DeAndre Hunter to get his own client on the Cleveland Cavaliers, but DeAndre Hunter does not happen to be a Klutch Sports client. So we're going to talk about this, talk about the Lakers' relationship to this report, if they should or if they do have any real interest in Miles Bridges, if he would be a good target, if this is once again citing their interest in DeAndre Hunter, which we heard more about earlier this season, also heard about last season, and talk about if any of this can actually happen or should happen for that fact too. But then for Miles Bridges, yet another player they have been linked to, and this being the actual Klutch Sports client here, currently playing for Charlotte and having a pretty good offensive year for them, averaging 19.5 points per game, 6.4 rebounds per game, 3.7 assists per game, and shooting a decent 44.3% for the field, albeit a subpar 33.3% from 3. You know, he definitely is the flashy kind of player that a lot of casual fans like. He's a high flyer, can throw down some monstrous dunks and put up some 30 and even 40-point games here and there, but I also wouldn't say that he's a great fit. You know, directly pointing to his shooting ability, his off-ball play ability, and simply his commitment to both ends of the court, not exactly what they should be looking for in my opinion. I mean, we're talking about a 33.9% career 3-point shooter, well under league average, even with him being a 38% or near 38% corner 3-point shooter. I don't think it would be enough to make up for it. On top of that, he's not a good defender. Yes, much like DeAndre Hunter, he can be what he wants to, but it's a bit too far and in between with him. On his career, he is a negative 0.6 defensive BPM guy, or if you'd point to a website like B-Ball Index for example, having an F-grade D LeBron rating. Yes, that's an actual stat and an actual advanced stat. No matter where you want to look, defensive BPM, EPM, different ratings wherever you do look to, he's not graded well defensively. I mean, yeah, he theoretically could help them in the shot making and the athletic ability department. He has that in bunches to offer. But what the Lakers need more than anything is a consistent two-way wing, which again he can sometimes be, but simply not consistent enough for me to make an actual trade for him, as it would take quite a bit to get him. He's not under an expiring contract, so that's yet another thing to factor in. Then to simply match his salary through a trade, we'd be looking at trading either a combination of Kleba, Vincent, and Dalton Connect, which I can't imagine Charlotte would want. Maybe with a first round draft pick, but I'm definitely not offering that for Bridges, or a combination of Hachimura with a guy like Kleba, or Vincent attached with him. And on top of that, I'm sure they would want draft compensation, whether that be a second round draft pick, a first round draft pick swap, maybe even trying to push for a first round draft pick, which again I absolutely would not do for Bridges. Whatever it might be, I wouldn't be open to trading that for Miles Bridges in return. Again, great offensive talent, great athlete, even a guy that can score 20 plus per game and even average 20 plus per game. He's done it 3 times now, but that's not what their team needs. And well, that's pretty much as far as I think about it. Even with Rich Paul and Klutch trying to push them to the Lakers, whether that be Bridges, DeAndre Hunter, a Klutch client in exchange for DeAndre Hunter, whatever it might be and whatever this report is really talking about here, I'm really not that interested if I am the Lakers. If I'm Rob Pelinka and I'm trying to directly address their needs and use the best of my trade assets and get the most out of them, I'm not putting Miles Bridges or DeAndre Hunter at the top of my list. But those are only my thoughts. I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. How do you feel about this report? How do you feel about citing that Klutch is still trying to push the Lakers to make trades, that they're trying to push their own clients to the Lakers yet, or push their clients maybe away from the Lakers? How do you feel about that, and do you think it will lead to anything, or nothing at all? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But I think that'll pretty much do it for this one. And if you enjoyed the video, then I would greatly appreciate it if you dropped a like, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and hit that notification bell to never miss out when I upload a video. But as always, thank you for watching, and have a great day or night.